What is going on, all you Pokemon collecting maniacs out there? This is Ryan, the Pika Pika Papa, and it's the beginning of the month, and that means I am going to be sharing with you some of the products and items and cards out there in this amazing Pokemon and collecting and investing space that we all love so much, that I think have some opportunity, and in this market, most importantly, not only to give us long-term upside, but also to really protect the downside. We all know the market's starting to soften a little bit, and so throughout the course of this video, really over the next couple months, I'm going to be thinking a lot about what protects the downside. Now, talking about protecting the downside, we're in the middle of a very large hype cycle. Phantasmal Flames is upon us, right? Pre-releases are already out. Full release is coming out on the 14th, and few people out there are more excited than I am about Phantasmal Flames. I cannot wait to get my hands on this set. However, if you watched the video on Sunday, a big call out is that Phantasmal Flames booster boxes, in terms of their pre-release prices, are following a very similar pattern to what we saw in the two previous really hyped sets in Destined Rivals and Mega Evolution. Now, it doesn't mean that they're going to do a one-for-one, but the whole point of that video that I did is if they continue to follow the pattern, which Phantasmal Flames has done now of Destined Rivals and Mega Evolution, is that the best thing that we can do is kind of sit back a little bit. Let's let the market do its thing. Let's let the product hit the shelf. Let's let everybody go out there and FOMO if they want to. But what we've seen in those other really hyped sets is that the prices do come down a little bit, at least out of the get-go. Now, Destined Rivals immediately snapped back up, but here on the channel, I'm going to be keeping a close eye on Phantasmal Flames, and hopefully we'll identify a price point for those booster boxes. So today's video, as much as I want to talk about Phantasmal Flames, I'm going to be talking about other products, but believe it or not, I am even more excited about these other products because I think the price points is right for them right now. I think we're going to be doing a comparison between an older set and a newer set. And when you look at how this new set kind of, I don't know, correlates in terms of value of those singles cards and values of the top 20 cards, and when you look at the current prices right now, I think there is fantastic, not only long-term upside potential, but as I said, the downside is incredibly protected here. We're also going to be looking at some chase cards or singles cards that I think, have some opportunity for some great long-term price appreciation. And at the end of the day, we're really just going to have a ton of fun throughout this video talking about some awesome opportunities here in the Pokemon market. So if you enjoy it, if you have fun, if the content is something that you like, hit the subscribe button or give us a thumbs up. Those two small things go a very long way in helping my small channel out, and I cannot tell you how much I appreciate it. So with that out of the way, let's start talking about some of these really cool products that I think have awesome long-term upside, but also really protect the downside in the short run. Throughout the course of this video, a lot of this is going to be doing comparisons. We're going to look at set A, which is delivering X results, and we're going to compare it to set B, which we think has the opportunity not only to drive similar results, but actually provide much higher results long into the future. So the first thing that I want to talk about and compare right here is Surging Sparks and Obsidian Flames 3-pack blisters. So we're going to be comparing these two sets and some of their sealed products here over the next couple slides, because when you look at this one right here, this one at least makes a little bit of sense to me, okay? You have 3-pack blisters, which if you follow this channel at all, we've done a lot of research on these. They actually provide a very solid rate of return, and these are a great comparison because both have really good promo cards of really popular Pokemon. You have Eevee and Obsidian Flames. You got Zapdos over there in the Surging Sparks ones, and when you look at the prices, they're almost the same, okay? Surging Sparks is slightly ahead, which I would expect because in full transparency, we'll talk about this more in a minute. Like, I think Surging Sparks is a far superior set, but Surging Sparks coming in at $26.55, and then Obsidian Flames coming in at $26 flat. All right, okay, I think Surging Sparks should be a little bit higher, but at least this one has the lead. Now, let's jump into the booster box space because this is where things get really interesting. So Obsidian Flames, total as a set, because when we think about sealed products and their opportunity to grow in the long run, like at the end of the day, you really do need some big cards in the sets in order for the booster boxes to reach that rare air. Think about, Evolving Skies. Evolving Skies is what it is because the pull rates were terrible. You have the Moonbreon in there. You got the Ray VMAX alt art, right? And you have all of these really expensive cards. Same thing with Fusion Strike, right? You've got the Gengar in there. Same thing with Lost Origin. You got the Giratina, right? So we all know, listen, booster boxes are going to appreciate in value over time, but in order to get the maximum amount of return on your money, you do want some incredible cards and awesome artwork to be in the set as well. And when we think about Obsidian Flames, there's not a lot there, to be honest with you. Like the Charizard chase card in there got all the way up to like $130. I get it. We all said that was too high here on the channel. We've seen it drop back down to $80. Is what it is. I could see it holding that price, but if the market turns down, it could drop a little bit further. But outside of that Charizard card, if you average the value of the top 20 singles cards in Obsidian Flames, and remember that Charizard card sitting at $80 right now, the average of those top 20 cards is only $15. So outside of that Charizard card, you know, there's just not a lot of high value cards here in this set. And even that chase card, even that Charizard coming in at $80, that is not an expensive chase card in the world of Pokemon that we all live in right now. So when you look at this booster box and when you look at the price right now, coming in at over $300, and I get it, I have the age called out right here because we all know after a set hits that magical 2-year mark, like a lot of us believe, that's kind of the end of the reprint window, even though there's no hard set rules, there's no, you know, this has to be this way, but 2 years is when we all start to feel like, you know, the reprint window is closed and those sets have the opportunity, you know, to gain a little steam. But this one coming in at 2 years and 3 months old, sitting at $312 a booster box for me when I consider other products we can buy, which is what we're going to talk about here in just a minute, seems a little bit heavy. Now, the other product that I think is just absolutely undervalued considering everything here is take a look at the Surging Sparks booster boxes and where they are right now. These things are coming in at $245 a booster box. And I get it, that is still significantly over MSRP. But when I think about Surging Sparks, and I've been a huge fan of this set, I'm obviously a huge Pikachu fan. I love the Chase Pikachu card in here. But when you think about Surging Sparks, I feel like it never really had the opportunity to gain traction. And when you think about this one compared to Obsidian Flames, where Obsidian Flames booster boxes are over $60 more expensive right now, the Chase card in Surging Sparks is sitting at $345. Compare that to the Chase card in Obsidian Flames, that Charizard, sitting at $80, right? The average of the top 20 singles cards in Surging Sparks is $52. We all know it's not just the Pikachu that's driving prices there. There's a whole list of incredible cards and incredible artwork in Surging Sparks, which is helping average that 20 cards up to $52. So it's not just one big Chase card. And it's the 1-year anniversary, like November of 2024 is when Surging Sparks came out. So obviously we are not at that 2-year mark. Obviously I do expect a lot more Surging Sparks to be out in the wild in terms of booster packs. And who knows if we'll see a big restock of booster boxes or not. But it doesn't matter to me. The fact that you can buy this right now at $245 with all of those, you know, positive long-term indicators, the fact that the market has already valued Obsidian Flames booster boxes at like $310, like this is as easy of a slam dunk as it comes as far as I'm concerned. Now, who knows? They could absolutely print this into the ground. They could run reprints until the sun comes home. You know what I mean? Like, I don't have a crystal ball. I don't know anything like that. All I can do is make the very best decisions that I can with the information that I have at my fingertips. And again, looking at the Chase card, looking at beyond the Chase card, the average of the top 20, looking at the fact that it's already over the 1-year mark, looking at what a lot of these other booster boxes are going for in terms of Obsidian Flames. Heck, look at Stellar Crown, another set which isn't that fantastic. I don't think you can even compare it to Surging Sparks, and Surging Sparks booster boxes right now are under all of them. I think this is an absolute slam dunk, and I will probably be adding more of these to the Poke Closet throughout the course of this month, because I don't think this window of opportunity is going to last very long, and I do think that from a downside protection standpoint, this is just, again, just a home run in terms of downside protection. Next thing that we're going to be talking about right here. Look at the Obsidian Flames booster boxes, okay? Or excuse me, the Elite Trainer boxes. Look at the price on this. They're going for $162. And don't get yourself confused. This is not the Pokemon Center exclusive variant, right? This is just a regular old run-of-the-mill. You used to buy them at MSRP on Target, left and right. They were available everywhere. I remember my wife used to send me pictures of these, and she'd be like, you want me to grab some of these? I'm like, nah, don't pick them up. We don't need any Obsidian Flames. Like, I have plenty of product of that. I have the Pokemon Center exclusive ETBs. I have some booster boxes. Like, I don't need these regular ones. And now they're going for $162. And I do get the promo card in there is really, really cool. But outside of the promo card, there's just not a lot there. And then when you compare that to what Surging Sparks Elite Trainer boxes are going for right now, it's going for $71.90, right around $72. Like, oh, this is, I'm telling you, the window's not going to last long. And I don't know when the value is going to be unlocked. And that's one of the things you have to understand in these types of markets, is that you buy products with the understanding that the value of these products will unlock at some point in the future. It could be next month, it could be 6 months from now, it could be 2 years from now. I think Brilliant Stars and Sword and Shield and Silver Tempest and Sword and Shield are fantastic examples of that, where for the longest time, you know, the booster boxes were down compared to their peers. You know, even the Chase cards were really undervalued compared to their peers, and it took a long time for the market to realize how awesome they were. However, now that that's happened, we see the Lugia art, you know, alt art is all the way up at $455, right? It wasn't long ago that Charizard hit $400, like the booster boxes are going through the roof. So the market is going to realize how great these products are at some point. You and I have a unique opportunity to kind of get in before that happens, because Elite Trainer boxes of this coming in at $72 in the long run, man, this is going to be a fantastic opportunity to get in. So very, very excited, obviously, about Surging Sparks this month. Next thing that we're going to be talking about here is Mega Evolution. And if you saw the video on Sunday, I went very, very deep into Mega Evolution, Destined Rivals, and Phantasmal Flames. And I did a whole lot onto it. But listen, this video is about things that I'm going to be going after. And I admitted in Sunday's video, I had overlooked Mega Evolution. I had both of my eyes squarely on Phantasmal Flames. I wasn't focused enough on this set. In that video, we did a lot of comparisons to the top 10 singles cards in Mega Evolution versus Phantasmal Flames versus some other sets. Like, Mega Evolution is freaking rockstar set, like, don't get me wrong. And so my goal this month is to give myself some additional exposure to these booster boxes, because when you look at the price point right now, it's coming in at $263. But what I want you to focus on is how high it was when it first got listed on TCG Player. Like, it was all the way up at $345, and it has now worked its way down to $263. And the pattern is following a very, very similar move as to what we saw in Destined Rivals. And Destined Rivals is obviously the regular series set from the Scarlet and Violet era. I think the Mega Series is just going to be filled with epic sets. Like, I don't think there's going to be a down set in the entire Mega Series. But look at what Destined Rivals did. It started off at $350, $345, just like Mega Evolution did. It worked its way all the way down to $250. Mega Evolution's all the way down to $263, right? So we're starting to see this very similar pattern of where the prices started at versus where they are right now. And then Destined Rivals absolutely took off. Even if you take off that little irrational spike that you see right there and you just trend lined it out to the $381 that it is right now, like, that is a wonderful, wonderful price growth over a relatively short period of time from $250 all the way up to $380. So when I think about Mega Evolution and where it is right now, I know there's going to be a lot of these Mega Series printed. I think that we're going to see more of these Mega Series sets in terms of booster boxes, Elite Trainer boxes, and all of that. I think, and I have nothing to go off of, like, this is just me and my, inside my head thinking, but I do think we're going to see more of this printed than some of the other sets. Even with all that considered, I don't care. I still think Mega Evolution is a fantastic set, and the fact that you can get it right now for $263, I'm not saying I'm going to pull the trigger today as I sit, but I am saying I'm going to keep an eye on this, and if it continues to drop down, or if the price starts to flatten out just a little bit, maybe everybody starts paying attention to Phantasmal Flames, maybe we start to see a little bit of a support line form here in terms of Mega Evolution booster boxes. If any of that happens, that will be my indicator to jump in and pull the trigger, and I'll try and let you guys know here on the channel when I decide to do that. But very, very, very interested and very excited to expand my holdings in this Mega Evolution set, because I think in the long run, this thing is going to do just absolutely incredible. Between the Mega Hyper Rares and between the Special Illustration Rares are stunning. I mean, the whole set is just absolutely gorgeous from top to bottom. Finally, one of the things that we're going to talk about here, and we haven't talked about singles cards yet, and when the market starts to soften, I really don't like to spend a lot of time on singles cards, because I am always talking about downside protection. And when you think about sealed product, that has the ultimate downside protection to it. We've talked about sealed product throughout the course of this video. We've seen 3 different items where the prices are actually coming down, which they're relatively new, especially the Mega Evolution booster box, so the price coming down isn't a big deal. But what I think about here is singles cards that have been undervalued for quite a while. And this Zapdos card, and I'm going to do a whole video on a list of these, I don't know, maybe 8 or 10 of them that I'm specifically going to go after. But this is a card that I think represents everything that I'm going to be looking for in the single card space right now. So I want you to think about this. This card comes from a top 5 Sword and Shield series set, right? Chilling Reign is an incredible set. Obviously, you got Evolving Skies, Fusion Strike, Lost Origin sitting at 1, 2, 3. And then 4 and 5, you can make some arguments for a couple different sets, but I certainly think Chilling Reign is up there in the top 5. It is 4.5 years old at this point. Like, that's an old set, 4.5 years. I mean, that set has some serious age behind it. And this is an alt art from a top 5 set in the Sword and Shield era, which is one of the greatest eras in recent memory. And this is one of the top 10 Pokemon, right? Whenever we look at the most graded cards at PSA, one of the characters that's always in the top 10 is Zapdos. So we know there's a huge amount of fanfare over Zapdos. And you have the opportunity right now to buy this card at January 2025 price points. Like, you have the opportunity to buy this card almost 11 months after it first hit that $50 price point, and you can buy it at the exact same level. Like, This is what I'm looking for. You can see it has a very, very strong support line. Alt arts are going to be wildly popular. The Sword and Shield era, as I just said, I think is going to be wildly popular. You don't have to worry about Zapdos. It's always going to be around, always going to be huge fanfare around it. So these are the type of cards that I'm looking for. And this card in particular, I think, is an absolute stunner. So I said I'm going to do more content on this. I promised to doing it, but I wanted to give you a general overview of the types of cards that I'm going to be attacking throughout the course of this month. So with all of that being said, I hope you had fun in this video. I hope you enjoyed the content. I hope you're as excited as I am for what I hope to be some more approachable price points for all of us out there coming soon. And if you enjoyed it, had fun, I hope you hit the subscribe button, give us a thumbs up. I can't tell you how much that helps my channel out, and I also can't tell you how much I appreciate it. You have an epic rest of your day. I will talk to you soon. See you later, everybody. Bye.